What is up, guys? Got another fun deck for you. Today's deck, we're trying out Tatterwing. I really thought that was a very interesting design and wanted to give it a shot. And I like when they do cards like these that kind of change the way you'll approach the deck. You know, like Nova, I think was a really good one where it's like you have to have 9 provision or lower. Obviously, those decks are pretty toxic now because Golden Echo is unbelievably cracked. But we got a new one here, which is Tatterwing, which is set all other units in your deck to 1 power, and then it sets itself to 25 power. You can see right there. It also has immunity. So the idea is you want to play a lot of specials and then a lot of things with very low base power, so you're not wasting a whole lot of points. Like, you know, you don't want to play Spear Tip because then you're just throwing away a lot of points. Like, it's not doing anything, right? So that was kind of the decision when going in here. And AQ seems to be a phenomenal deck for it because you want to play a lot of specials in there. And then with the new Wolf Packs, they're going to slot right into a Swarm one. And then it already kind of was working a lot of other cards that were lower base power. Like, for example, we're bringing Yennefer back into this, or Wispus, you know, because they were only 2 power, so you're only losing the 1 off of it. Igni is another one that we're throwing in here. And you'll kind of see the rest popping up, but it works pretty well. And then also utilizing a couple meme cards, you can see we're doing Short up there, or prize winning cow in short, and then Vivian Warrior again. You know, only 1 power, so we're not losing anything, but we can get some pretty solid value off of it. You definitely, like, if you're trying to go more competitive, you're gonna need to swap those out. But you know, we got you know, at least because I have D-rank so much. At this rank, I'm not seeing Short answered like crazy, so I'm actually getting to pop off it. It's kind of nice. And then Morvood, that's another new card here. Starts at 1 power, then builds up, so it works perfectly for this deck. Anyway, so I guess kind of some game plan stuff here and things to look out for is you got to be very careful of overswarming in this deck. It is very easy to do so. So we'll definitely have some matchups here where I'm not using like all my leader charges before I Yennefer because I'm sitting there counting the units in my deck and knowing that I need to guarantee at least have this much board space. They don't move anything. So be very mindful of swarming. Typically I'd say you want to really throw like your swarm package in round 1, like pretty much throw whatever it takes to win if you kind of can. Like Crimson Curse is phenomenal. Go ahead and throw Hive Mind. I believe that's what it's called. Like, throw this stuff in round 1, get that round control, and then round 2 just bleed whatever. Bleed down until you're basically only stuck with like Morvood, like Vivian, and Tatterwing. Because in a short round, that is so many points, and that's where the real strength of this deck lies. If you get brought into some longer rounds, you're gonna kind of struggle a bit. But again, with how much boost everyone's running, Igni and oh my gosh, Spores are just absolutely busted right now. I mean, Spores for 4P can play for 10-20 points. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, that's generally how I'd like to say. You really want round control and bleed it down, but you know, you still have some power here. So if you get brought into the longer ones and you pay attention to board space, I mean, you're still going to be shelling out quite a few points. You definitely approach 100 points. So as for the current game, this is probably looking like a pass. I mean, when we're doing the math here, I could play some more, but like the Yennefer isn't that great here because, you know, the unit difference isn't too astonishing, and then that combined with like Bone Talisman is about the only things I could probably feasibly play to close the gap. But it'd be a stretch. You know, it's pushing almost 30 points, and that definitely wouldn't cover it. So it's gonna be a pass there. Unfortunately, weren't able to get that round control. Yeah, new Wolfpack and Clear Skies are pretty solid. For only being 4P cards, you get some value. Now, I ran Neckers in here just because, again, it's only 1 power. It helps a little bit with Swarm, but we're not really getting the Thrive proc, and it's kind of just more filler there because I needed some units. So definitely, if you find something else you prefer, go ahead and throw it out. But really just trying to push, losing as little value as possible off of Tatterwing. So the 25 we're gaining off of it are, you know, really insane. say. So, going into a long run here against vampires, we're going to need both our tall punishes because of the flutters and oh my gosh, the one vampire is on range row and it boosts however many bleeding per turn. Yeah. Between those two, if we have Igni, well, at least we're guaranteed access because we're World Decree, but we have that, we have Spores, we're rolling here, so we have everything answered. We would like Hive Mind if we could get it, so probably should hit another mulligan here. I'd probably, I don't know, looking at this, hit it off of the nest down there. Because swarming's going to be a slight issue. It is fine to just go ahead and keep. And the benefit that gives us, we can pop off a pretty good Yennefer early. But we are in a longer round. We're going to need to count board space. So you're going to see some places here where it's probably taking a little bit too long for me to play. It's because I'm sitting there counting the units, looking through it, just making sure I'm always going to have enough. And I've also never seen that combo before. It's kind of interesting to pull out one. I don't really know if that's a really effective way of doing it. It doesn't seem very efficient. It seems like you'd rather fill that in a spot. Sorry, you'd rather fill that spot with something else. Yeah, so like for example, we've got 10 here. We've got 8 spots open then. So just make sure we count the units we're going to play and we always leave that available. Now you might lose a unit or two, but you don't want to, you know, hope that you do. You just might not. So we need to play to the fact that he might not destroy any of our units. So sitting here doing some math, counting, making sure I have enough. And it's why I'm not going to use the last 2 leader charges, because this is the max I can play if nothing is removed. And get a really solid Yennefer.
Nothing to pick up when I'm done with you.
I've had better, but and also check out this bug. What is going on there? What in the world? Oh, another reason that you'd really want to like really hit it hard in round 1, bleed all the way through round 2, and then go in short round 3 is that's going to make your Morvood a lot stronger because you're playing extra turns. He's really going to benefit from it. And I only lost 1 game with this deck, and the game I lost to, I would have won if I had just played my Tall Punishes later. So I was too afraid of getting Tall Punished myself, so I was playing like Tatterwing and Morvood last, so I played my Igni Spores early, and they ended up bouncing back a whole bunch of points. But if I just flipped the ordering, would have won that game. So just goes to show you, I mean, I am at lower ranks, there is that caveat here, but I do think you could see some success with this deck, especially if you kind of took out like some of the meme cards here and cleaned it up a bit. I don't think this is an out-and-out meme deck. I think this is very solid, especially if you get it in its element. Like going into a short round, like a 3-card short round with Tatterwing, like 3-4 cards, whatever. Very few decks are going to be able to get 30+ points. So yeah, we're gonna definitely have to go Tatterwing right here. I don't want to play it too early, you know. But we're not gonna have last say, so he's always gonna be able to answer. But just afraid of the Igni. So that was just kind of the consideration. But we need to play Igni and Spores last, so we get the absolute max value out of it, and they don't like resurrect it and bounce back a whole other bunch of points. Morvood we want to keep growing. Vivian at least needs Tatterwing or Morvood down on the board, and then we want to hold off on Bone Talisman so we have a couple more units. So that's kind of impacting the sequencing here. But if our opponent doesn't have any Tall Punish, we are definitely in a very good spot. Because you basically look at that 19 and the... Man, I forget who it is back there. So bad with card names when I'm recording these videos. But those units are gone. So we're not even like really considering that he actually has 63 points. We know we're going to lose it. The scary thing is do I actually have, you know, 83 points here myself? Or am I about to lose 26 at a given point? So, yeah, match is going along, pretty self-explanatory. How are you guys liking the patch so far? So much of the patch notes looked really cool and interesting. I was excited to dive into it until I read about the whole nature thing and the symbiosis, and I already knew. I already telling my friends, I'm like, I'm probably not playing this patch. That, I guarantee that's just going to absolutely dominate. I don't know what they're doing printing it, but saw some people playing Tatterwing. That was really interesting. I was like, alright, I'll at least go on and hop in for that. I might try in a couple more decks, but man, if I was higher up on the ladder, I imagine all that is just symbiosis, and just not about that. I don't want to play a game and just run into the same deck over and over, so I was a little hesitant, but this Tatterwing idea was pretty intriguing, so. And I've also been looking at trying to make it work in Syndicate. I think it's possible. Because you already look at like some card, like maybe like a Crimes deck, because Cleaver's 1 power, you know, King of Daggers is just a great card that's already 1 power. Flying Redanian, it'll come out at 1 power, but every time you resurrect it after that, it should be back up to 3. You could even look at Salamander, that's 1 power, so. And then obviously the Crime deck, you know, you're only going to play 13 units, you're going to play a lot of Crimes. I think that one's possible. And of course, once you slot in some of your neutrals here, you know, we'd probably just keep playing Igni because it's so good in this meta. There's a chance there. I think might be tinkering with it. Also, yeah, it's interesting he's stacking up on here because he already played whatever that one is that steals how much bleeding's off of it, unless I'm forgetting a card here. We need to go Igni first here. It's really important because if we play Spores, it's going to take up a spot on our board. But yeah, I don't know why he's stacking Bleeding there. We'll see if there's some card I've forgotten about, but nice little point swing back in our favor. You can see the tactical advantage is now moved over to Geralt. He's losing some value off it. Again, it doesn't matter because we're really getting the reset here. Alright. $35 points. Would Regis even be enough there? I don't even think, like, if he could tall punish that with like an Igni or something, I don't even think that'd be enough.
Your deepest, darkest dreams.
Alright, sweet. Yeah, did very good. We held up in a long round too. It's a pretty cool deck though. Really enjoy it. Alright, on to the next one. Alright. Pirates. Okay. The Cataclysm stuff could be pretty annoying to deal with and could really impact us. Tall Punish is probably going to be kicking these with Pirates. It should just be, shouldn't be hardly any boosting at all. So yeah, Igni is not going to be a card you want. Got the favorable spawn there, so we'll help our Wolfpack. So bravo. Wolfpack is finally playable. Probably like maybe second worst card in the game for a very long time, behind like Peasant Militia. Then Peasant Militia got reworked, and now Wolfpack got its time has come, and it's pretty sweet. I mean, you can get 9 for 400. That is no joke. Be nice if you'd stack the back row there so we could Crimson Curse. Really would, because you want to play that early to kind of get its value. Because you do get a little bit of a point slam with it, very little point slam, but it's definitely a value over time type card. So getting that down early to kind of help keep our lead and hopefully snag this round 1. So we can bleed them down. Because definitely against Pirates here, like if we can get everything out of them, I they're not going to be able to do much with our
Gonna need
Tatterwing,
3
because
buckets of nails and a tub full of
Pirates should only be running Morkvarg and it has immunity, so would be scared of an Agni. But when we're looking over here, this might not be the Pirates list I'm thinking of. Yeah, this seems a little bit different. Seems like they're really going more towards, they're doing the Cataclysm type thing. So just trying to get a lot of spawns with that. So wouldn't be surprised if we see like double scenario here, and then also combining Matic, which, you know, kind of interesting little concept. Gonna be very annoying for us because it'll be very easy for him to control our swarm. This matchup can be excruciating. Clever little combo. I've actually never seen that. Look at Wolf back there. 9 for 4. Man. Okay. Ball is in our court. We should hopefully be able to take this home. Now the issue is if you draw too many of your good cards, you don't really want to mulligan them away. But it'll impact how much you can bleed into the round. But if you don't draw any, you just kind of cross your fingers, hope you draw them later. So that can be a problem here with the consistency. Yeah, we're missing a lot here. So it's good for the bleed, but it's a little scary that we might miss it later. I think the idea here will be to bleed as much as possible, but really try and maintain our card, especially so we can keep last save. I think that'll be huge. In case he is running an Agni or something. And brace yourselves for just everything getting deleted.
I feed the wolf.
Here he comes. Yeah, it'll be a miracle if we actually get a good wolf pack. Wolf pack and clear skies this round can be a little scary. So I'm trying to boost this up, obviously, to get it towards in range where it can actually deal out damage, but then also to protect it from, like, you know, RNG, just all 3 pings hitting it. But I should have realized if this guy's playing a lot of bombs, if I get it to 4, it's just going to get deleted, so I'm kind of wasting here, but either way, probably wasn't going to be too great. We're still going to attempt to keep swarming out here. But yeah, I think we're going to have a really hard time getting Wolfpack and Clear Skies up. Plus, this is just a perfect Fallow Bomb. Yep. Alright. So the reason why I'm going leader here again is because we don't want to lose our card. We want to get a decent bleed in.
You best yield now.
We want the round as short as possible. Hopefully pull out some of his scenarios or something. And since I've used so many of my swarm cards already, Yennefer's losing a lot of value. So might as well pop her out, and it's not that great for him because Matic, he's going to use it, and so we're basically only giving 2 points to our opponent's side. So that was just kind of my thought process there. Go ahead and try and get a bunch of points down, go ahead and get ahead, so when he hits me with another crazy combo or whatever, we might actually be able to get out. Still have some things to play. I mean, I can definitely put Wolfpack and Clear Skies down and even play Bone Talisman. So if we kind of still see that we've got some space here, we'll keep playing into it, which we do have now. He's also having, like, holding against our bleed very successfully. Like, we really have not pulled much out from him. And so if 4P cards are going to still keep us ahead comfortably and try and push a gold from him, we're going to keep doing that.
At last.
Like that. That's perfect. We play a wolf pack, and then we get his scenario out, and we have space now to just go ahead and pass. We go for it. Because next thing he plays now, and especially with only having 4 cards in his hand, we're going to get into golds where it's like, yeah, we might have some value trades here, but it might not be worth losing a card over.
Never seen a lad wield a blade before.
Though, unfortunately, he was able to do it with the bronze. So, like, our opponent actually is in a pretty decent spot. I'd be really happy if I was him, because just basically successfully held against some bleed with really only, like, the 1 commit, so just his bronzes were able to get the job done. And especially bomb bronzes, because those can, you know, they're not always the best for points, but unfortunately pretty decent counter to my deck with shutting down some of the swarm stuff. Okay, yeah, this isn't too great. We really need like a Morvood or a, okay, yeah, this is a Terrorland. This is not good. Yeah, we missed Morvood and Tatterwing. Granted, we can get one or the other, but we really want both. Because in a 6-card round, he can actually still pop off a lot. Because he's got Scenario there, and then we'll see what rest he's running with Pirates. I mean, I honestly don't know this deck, but we're honestly probably going to need a lot of stuff to lead in. It's going to just really rely on the Tatterwing to carry us through in the end, just a solid 25 points.
Start with me! Fireborn of the sea!
Go ahead and swarm out here. So we could play Behemoth. Well, oh yeah, man, this is the best behemoth you'll ever see in your life. Look at that. Look at all that extra boost. If we can just keep it honest, well, I think Tatterwing will take it for us, but I'm really scared everything's just gonna get
Ludifisk, give me some of that.
Does he go ahead and try and pop that? Yeah, he does. I don't know why he's running that leader, because he really hasn't put too many pirates in his deck. Like, I think you probably would just want to go for like Reckless Flurry. I think might be a little bit better.
Just for you.
It was like, what is that? It was 7 versus 5 points. So, that's why we went with the reset there versus the Bone Talisman. Wow! That's a great red haze. See, we still got 25 points though. Like, I'm not super worried. But the scary thing is here is because we have Vivian, we have to play this first. So, I mean, he has an Igni, it's over. He has an Igni, it's over. Other than that, like, we're good. We win. Or at least I'm hoping we win. But that immunity is going to be really helpful here. Yeah. So, yeah, looked a little dicey there. Got a lot of stuff destroyed. But, man, just 25 points slamming in there.
Yes.
Can't beat that. Solid win. Love to see it. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely check out this deck. It's very interesting. Really cool little design. And I'll see you in the next one.